Just imagine, one day you go to school, and some people from your own class have taken over and anyone who gets in their way won. TV's fared. The story begins with a girl named Zoe. Her mother recently passed away due to cancer, and that's why she was quite withdrawn. One day, she went hunting with her father. Her father shot a deer, but it didn't die right away. Now they had two choices: let the deer suffer or end its pain in an instant. Just as he was thinking, Zoe took a heavy stone and killed the deer. He was shocked to see that Zoe felt no pity for the deer, but he knew it was because of the pain of losing her mother. After that, at breakfast, Zoe saw her mother as usual, and before long, they started talking. Knowing that no one would believe this madness, she didn't tell anyone. A little later, her close friend arrived to take her home. On the way, some mischievous boys started bothering them, causing their car to veer off the road. At that moment, Zoe saw a boy named Chris from her class burying something in the field, which seemed odd. But Chris often did strange things, so she didn't pay much attention. During lunch, when Zoe went to the bathroom, she saw a girl named Anna hiding something in the ceiling. After she left, Zoe checked, but there was nothing there. Today, there were explosions happening all over the city, but they were in places where there was no loss of life or property. The city police and doctors were busy dealing with them, while suddenly a van crashed through the glass door of the school canteen. In the morning, Zoe had seen a boy named Chris. He got out of the van and shot a man. He had three other companions with him: Chris's sister, a boy named Anna who everyone called foolish, and their leader, Tristan, had planted bombs around the city to distract the police, allowing them to carry out a shooting spree at the school. They shot some people on the spot and the rest fell silent. As Zoe was coming out of the bathroom, a girl drenched in blood rushed in seeking help. Zoe, panicking, could do nothing, and that girl died in her arms, while she heard voices coming from the canteen. Tristan was telling everyone present that they were all his captives and had to obey his every command. He saw a boy who always troubles him, and then Chris shot him, telling him to only fire when allowed. A little while later, when a guard came to check the bathroom, Zoe quickly hid in the ceiling and tried to sneak out of the school. Meanwhile, Tristan had a girl call her mother. The girl sobbed and told her mother everything, and her mother immediately called the police. After this, Tristan announced that since the police had found out, no one should try to be clever and call them, because what's the point? There's no benefit in that. He even allowed everyone to talk to their parents one last time. Then everyone, with heavy hearts, said goodbye to their families for the last time. As Zoe was passing over the kitchen, the ceiling collapsed, and she fell straight down. Hearing her fall, Chris went there, and Zoe quickly hid it. A woman who worked in the kitchen came in and got shot while trying to save Zoe. Zoe was in tears. After that, Tristan called the school clerk to inform her about the dead people, but she didn't believe him. Still, she notified the security guard and the principal. Meanwhile, Zoe managed to escape the school through the back door. She found some children and told them everything. Inside the school, Tristan asked everyone to record videos because he wanted everyone to see what would happen that day. He warned platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram that if anyone deleted his uploaded video, he would kill more people. At that moment, the school principal arrived. Tristan called him inside and asked if he knew why he was doing all this. The principal said that last week he had called Tristan to his office and humiliated him twice because he always failed. Besides that, Tristan had been bullied and beaten several times at school. The principal tried to calm him down, but the ruthless Tristan shot him. Because Lewis had the most followers on social media, he told them to come forward and record everything. To save the other people in the school, Zoe went back inside. She started warning kids in every class, but Anna heard her voice and came after her. Zoe tried to run, but Anna shot her in the leg. She stumbled into the teacher's room, which was filled with balloons. She hid there and took the chance to attack Anna. A scuffle began between them, and during the fight, Anna was shot. When the police found out Tristan's house address, they went there and saw that his mother was dead on the sofa. The body looked like it had been lying there for days. The police were sure that Tristan had killed his mother. Meanwhile, in the school, Tristan moved towards the Spanish class, making Chris the leader. He ordered the teacher to strip. The teacher was forced to undress in front of the camera to save the children's lives. When millions were watching, when the news of the attack spread, he rushed to the school like other parents. We saw that Chris started hearing voices in his head, clearly indicating that he was not mentally stable. In the chaos of those voices, he started firing at the police standing outside. Hearing the gunfire, Tristan came to the canteen with the Spanish teacher and the children. There, he spotted Zoe hiding in the school and began shooting at her. While escaping, she reached the hall where she knocked him unconscious with a fire extinguisher. She dragged him to the school auditorium and tied him to a chair. At that moment, she started seeing her mother again. Her mother said that she couldn't fully leave this world because Zoe had. T accepted her death. When she opened her eyes, she saw Zoe talking to herself. She thought she was just like them. Seeing her awake, Zoe asked her why she was doing all this. She said that some mischievous boys had stripped her naked in front of everyone during an assembly, and since that incident, people have laughed behind her back. Zoe angrily explained to her, "Are you crazy? They might be laughing because re happy, and when everyone finds out that you've killed so many innocent people, no one will talk about that assembly incident, will they?" Hearing this, Kip realized that this girl was absolutely right. Tristan had tricked him with his nonsense. Then Zoe went outside, picked up the gun, and a teacher was leading her class of children outside. She thought Zoe was one of the attackers, but Zoe quickly explained everything to her. Zoe helped get everyone out safely, but went back inside to save others. The teacher also followed her to the library. Meanwhile, some children told Todd that his daughter had rescued many people, and she was still inside the school. On the Tristan got wind that someone was helping the kids escape from school. When he called Anna, Zoe picked up the phone and told her that she had killed Anna and ordered her to come to the canteen in 5 minutes, or she would kill them one by one. She also saw all this on live stream and pulled out her gun. She no longer waited for the police and set out to save her daughter herself. Meanwhile, Zoe went to Kip, whose heart was filled with regret. Zoe easily led him to her and gave him the gun as she headed towards the canteen. She stood fearlessly in front of Tristan, and Kip came forward to save her from behind. Kip noticed Tristan laughing at him. Gunfire erupted from both sides, and seizing the opportunity, Chris shot Kip. Meanwhile, Zoe and Lewis managed to escape, and Chris started chasing them. After a while, Lewis revealed that he had been shot during the shootout. Zoe calmed him down and kissed him, saying she would go to this year's dance party with him. So don't even think about dying. Then she ran off to distract Chris and released a gas in the chemistry lab, causing an explosion. She hid behind the bushes at the back of the school. Inside the school, Chris found Zoe and was about to kill her when Todd shot at him. Due to taking the law into his own hands, the police caught him, and he was happy that he had saved his daughter's life. Then when Tristan called Chris again, this time Zoe picked up the phone. Zoe saw her mother again, who filled her with the courage to fight. When Zoe told Tristan that Chris was dead too, seeing his plan going to waste, he jumped into the van and pressed the bomb button. Meanwhile, Zoe kept saying that all this hard work had gone to waste. She mocked him, saying that Tristan wanted everyone to remember him. But instead, people would remember Zoe, who single-handedly took down all the attackers. Hearing this, Tristan lost his mind and took a boy up to the roof. Then Zoe rushed to the canteen, where there were only 40 seconds left before the bomb exploded. She quickly freed all the hostages and put the van in reverse to send it out to the parking lot. Fortunately, no one was harmed in the explosion, and she ran to the canteen, where a police officer saved her. In that moment, her mother bid her farewell as Zoe finally accepted the truth of her mother's death. After that, the inspector praised her bravery. They told her that Tristan had died in the explosion. Then Zoe met her father, who had been detained by the police. Suddenly, Zoe noticed a stranger leaving the school. She suspected that it might be Tristan. She took her father's gun and followed him. The man pulled out money hidden by a riverbank, and we saw that Zoe's suspicion was correct. It wasn't Tristan, who had faked his death to escape. Zoe immediately shot him in the chest. As she approached, she saw that Tristan was not dead yet, but she felt no pity and left him to suffer and die. Finally, she returned and told the inspector everything. If you ever find yourself in such a situation, will you run away in fear or face it head on? Be sure to let us know in the comments. See you in the next video. For more, subscribe.